And we are back. Welcome back to Pro Bikini News Network. I'm your host, John Algandi. And in today's video, we're going to be previewing the Arnold Classic Bikini International lineup. So I'm very excited as this is my first ever Arnold Classic that I'm ever attending in person. I've said to this year, I'm going to be at all the big shows for the bikini and fit model and classic physique. So Arnold, Pittsburgh, and the Mr. Olympia. I've already booked out the VIPs for the Pittsburgh, so I've already done that in advance. I've booked out a place as well. I'm going to be with my teammates at the Arnold in an Airbnb, so we're going to be watching the finals there. I did get Ultimate Expo passes so I can go in early access. I do have a media pass. I did get it approved. I made my account verified so that I show them that this is a legit channel. This is a legit account that I'm doing, and I'm covering the athletes at the Meet the Athletes. I can't wait for that. When I come in on Thursday, probably the middle of the day, going to pick up my stuff, and then I'm going to meet everybody. I'm going to meet all the female athletes because I guarantee all they care about is the open, and there's going to be a crazy ass line for Sam Sulek. And I can tell you this because my boy Pat at Aries Nutrition, when he had Sam Sulek, there were people like from flying in from Georgia for a day, and they were sleeping outside in a tent at 5 a.m. just to meet Sam. And Sam stood there like for 10 hours, and shout out to him. He's an awesome guy. He's a great kid. Just a great influencer. But we're going to be focusing on the bikini athletes. We're going to be focusing on them. So the Arnold Classic is a very prestigious show. It's harder to get into the Arnold than to get to the Olympia. I've said this like almost like a broken record on Pro Bikini News Network and also some of the interviews I've had with athletes, but it truly is. It's harder to get to this show than it gets to Olympia because, the Arnold only invites 10 to 11 people. Back in the day, back then, when there weren't many divisions, it had like 15, but then the cost of the show, actually increasing the prize money, he has two of the biggest prize money shows for the men's open, which is the main attraction. So the Arnold in Ohio is $750,000, and then Arnold UK is $250,000, and then the Olympia is $600,000. So they want to be better. When Arnold goes and says, "I have the best show, I have the best bodybuilding show on the planet," he's saying, "I have the best open men's show," which that's what they're trying to do. They're going to make the prize money higher. Pittsburgh's trying to compete with that, with the other divisions as well. But they'll get there eventually. But it's truly an honor to do the show. They fly you in, they give you hotel, they give you per diem like a stipend of like a couple $1,000. They pay the athletes. All the athletes get from the expo stage get to go to the finals stage. It's not like just top 10. If you didn't make top 10, you don't get to go. No, you actually get to be on the stage. There are less competitors, less divisions, 3 men divisions, 3 women divisions. So Friday it's going to be fitness, wellness, and classic physique. And then Saturday is going to be wheelchair, men's physique, and bikini. And then obviously the finals will end on Fridays, and Saturday are going to have the men's open. But I'm not going to the finals. I don't want to get a ticket where I'm looking at the side or looking at a screen. I want to look at the athlete straight on. The only good thing about the Arnold is this: it costs less to go to the Arnold than it is to go to the Olympia. But the Arnold VIPs, they can pick their seats. It's not like the Olympia is random. You don't find out until like last minute, like where your seats are going to be. And you either get something really good or you get something that's kind of like, eh. I love my Orlando seats. It was okay. All the outside, the cameras being front, but the 2024, I was actually close to the stage at the Resorts World. Last year, I was in an upper place and the lights kept getting in my face. But I'm hoping when it's in the Orleans, if I do get the silver VIPs, that I'm in a good place. I don't mind floor seating. I mean, the Arnold even has floor seating for the VIPs, but you're only there for a couple hours. And you know what the best part is? The show ends on time. It's well ran. You can go to dinner. You can go to the gym and train. The pros gym is going to be really packed because it's close to the convention center. And they have old equipment. So we're going to figure something out with the team and everything. But after the prejudging, after I watch the divisions that I want to see, obviously bikini on Saturday, and then, classic and fitness, because my friend Allison Kramer is going to be in it. I'm going to be wearing her Allison shirt at the expo. So yeah, I'm going to be supporting her, rooting for her. I enjoyed my episode with her, getting to know her a little more. And we just had some great laughs and great talks. But I'm really excited for the show. So I waited at the very last, like when it was peak week, when we finally have that finalist, because in the past couple of years, we've had people drop out last minute. Jordan Lee, she's the top Olympian. She withdrew. I am kind of upset because I feel like someone else could have taken it, and I can understand the reasons why and health reasons. And, we've had this happen before, but it is what it is. I'm not going to give her crap. I can understand, but, show must go on. But I think the fact that the Olympia is back in September, which since 2019, it always was in September, like middle or late September. And then you have a couple months between the Arnold and the Olympia. There's going to be more people wanting to do it, more people wanting to apply. But I feel like since 21, with the Arnold and the Olympia being so close, being in October, November, December, and then it was slowly getting back into November and then October for 2 years. And then now it's back in September. When it's too close, most people don't want to do it. Like, you're in prep almost year round, but you have to apply sometime in the fall and then you get notified in December. So I'm looking at this like the following year, it's going to be great. And then another 3 years, going to be the 40th anniversary. And when Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I have the best show, he's saying, I have the best bodybuilding show. I have the best open men's show, which is everything. And they put a lot for the athletes. Brian Powers, he's the executive director. He really makes sure that it's well ran. They planned years, months out. That expo is $4 million. This is the first time the expo since 2017 is completely sold out. They lost $4 million in 2020 because of COVID, and they couldn't even have an expo in 21. So it was just only the crowd and stuff. But they've slowly gotten better. They had slap fighting that one year, which made like more money than how much the Arnold cost, more money than how much the strongman cost. Within 2 days, they made $6 million just to see people slap each other and knock each other out. But it is truly well-ran show. And I definitely think promoters could take note. They don't mean to go all out. I mean, we see why, Legion has almost the same divisions as the Arnold does, and Legion Sports, now they're in May because they want people to go to the show. They want people to go to the expo. If they were in the fall, people are going to focus on the Olympia or post-Olympia. They're kind of like, I don't want to do it, but they want people to come out. So that's awesome with Chris Mins, what he's doing over there. But we're going to focus on this. We have a lot of great athletes here. We have, I think obviously one of them has not been to the Olympia, but all the athletes here have been to the Olympia before, multiple times. I think more than twice. Except one, she just did her first Olympia with Tianna, and it's going to be really competitive. You have two former Miss Olympia and Arnold Classic champions who've won the show multiple times, and we have like two of the top 4 girls here. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to talking about the athletes. And so I've made my decision of deciding to only pick top 6, because they're the ones who get awarded. And I don't want to put someone last. I just don't want to be that person that says they're going to be dead last. I'm just going to say what I think, what they could do. And maybe we have some surprises. Maybe someone who I think is going to be in that top 6 doesn't make top 6, but it's really interesting to see this show. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be running like crazy just for you girls, just to be there. You saw me running in that video from Wolfpack. I was running like it was Black Friday. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing. But with that being said, let's get into our lineup. So we have 11 girls here. Now, keep in mind, their names may be in alphabetical order, but the Arnold does this. They make your order random. So it's like a lottery. The only division at the Olympia that's like a lottery is open men's, except the champion will be the last one to go up. And I don't think in Arnold, they ever made the champion go last. That was a reigning champion. So Vanya August, who would be the reigning champion, she's decided not to do it. And the reason why she decided to not do the Arnold this year is because she's recovering from a back injury she had. So we have a lot of great athletes. We have Lauralie, we have Xinyi, she goes by Cynthia. We have Aimee, Marie-Eve, Phoebe's back. Ashley K's here. Ashley K's doing this for the first time in like, I think almost 2 years. She did 23. No, she did she did the 23 Arnold. She did the 23 Arnold. I think that was last time. She didn't do 24 and 25. Ashlyn, this is her second time. This is Raina's first time. This is Sharon's first time. Uliana's the amateur winner. This is Tianna's first time doing it. Marie-Eve, I believe, did the Arnold UK, where she got 3rd. So let's get into our competitors. Let me talk about them. Shout out to Unmatched. By the way, I'm drinking Longevity EAA and the lemon lime. It's actually really good. Use code LClassic10. Not an ad. All right, here we go. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go to our first competitor. And I pulled up some photos if I couldn't find anything. So Our first competitor is Lauralie. She lost her title. She took sixth place. It was the first time she's only placed sixth place at only two shows in her career, the Arnold and the Olympia. So she's always the one to beat. When she is on, she is hard to beat. She did switch coaches with Damien. They've been training in Arizona nonstop, and I definitely think with the improvements we've been seeing, we can see a much better improved Lauralie. We're going to see a much better confident, much better like fuller Lauralie, a much better like better presentation Lauralie. When she is on, she is tough to beat. I mean, I used to say like, if there's nothing like I feel like there's wrong with her physique, I definitely think that how she is built and just how she's born, she's made for this bikini division. And when she is on, she is hard to beat. Um, she has won this Arnold 3 times. She is one of 5 to win the Arnold and the Olympia in the same year. So that is an accomplishment. She has 16 pro wins. She was somebody when she came into the pro league, like when she turned pro at 20 years old 10 years ago, it took a year off and then came in and went against some of the greatest girls. And the girls in 2017 who she would be behind, they wound up being 3rd through 6th place. So let me get into Lauralie here. Go get into her. Do I have her profile? Here we go. But what we saw at the Olympia was not the Lauralie that was the best. But when we see her at her best, so like her Arnold Classic, her Chicago look, her Olympia look from 24 when she won, she's tough to beat. But she has been putting in the work nonstop. She's been such a great ambassador for the sport. I'm excited to see her go for record 4. You know, I think she has the record for the most Arnold Classic titles in bikini with three. You know, she's over Ashley, she's over Angelica for the most, and India, who've won the show twice. But to go for record 4, she's pretty much, she's a legend already. But that would be legendary to see. But yeah, this is her recent update. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring. I'm excited to see when she's on and what she brings to the stage. I definitely think that the maturity that she's had over the years is truly amazing. I mean, I used to say that it takes a Titan to beat a Titan. I mean, when we had the fit model division with Janet, and you know, I said that when Janet came in 2018 back, like that was a tough to beat when she got second at the Arnold to Angelica, and then Casey Sampson, who's 5'7", almost like her. I was like, you have 2 great athletes. How do you beat that? She came in, won Toronto, won Chicago, won Tampa, gets the Olympia, and her first Olympia, takes 2nd place at 22 years old, and she's going against women in their 30s, and she's that's just like, she's an exceptional athlete. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to bring. I'm looking forward to seeing like a better redeem for it, and maybe we'll hear the words "and once again." So she's one to be looking out for. I definitely have her in the top spots. All right, next competitor we have on this list is, let's see, Zinyi, aka Cynthia. So I think she's one of the last people I had. Here we go. So she's someone who I believe if she came into the US and competed, like she could do very well in shows. She did take 2nd to Aimee at the Hurricane Pro. Her last show that she did was in China. She took 2nd. She took 3rd in the Japan Pro. But I definitely see her as someone that when she's in a show, she's hard to beat. But I just feel like her front needs to match her back. But let me see from the China show, that right here, the pink suit's fine on her. And I didn't know this, but seeing her in person, she's tall. So she's about 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". Let me just get a standstill. Here we go. So this is a great look, small waist, and she has improved a little bit. I do feel like she could just use a little bit more fullness because sometimes she looks a little too hard in the legs. Delts are really good. That's like the first thing I look at. But from the back, her glutes are amazing. But it almost looks what's the word I'm trying to say? It almost looks almost too wellnessy. Like almost like a wellness glutes. No, hold on. Here we go. Actually, here we go. No. Let's see if I can pull up from back. Oh, this is a recent update, right? Here we go. This is about 2 weeks ago. Three weeks ago. I mean, that's truly amazing right there. The tie-ins, the glue insertions should be very comparable to some of the top girls, but we'll just see how it looks. Let's see what she brings. I just hope that she brings something that's not too conditioned, too hard. But yeah, I'll say that she's someone to be looking out for. Okay, let's go to next competitor. Aimee. So she has taken second at this show twice. She has won. When she's in big shows, she does very well. She's won a record 3 times, Pittsburgh and New York Pro. She's won Tampa. She's won almost everything, but 2 titles she has not won is the Arnold and the Olympia. But she is the second all-time winningest pro with 18 pro wins. She's went on a tear after the Olympia and just kept winning shows. She won Hurricane, Kansas, and the 2 Spain shows. Right here is the Big Man Pro. That was the last show that she did. That was in late November. But whenever she's in a show and she is hard to beat. I definitely think that she is going to be a contender to win the Olympia eventually. She's been 6th place twice, especially at her first Olympia, and then she's taken 4th the past 2 years. But her feedback was that she needed just a little bit more pop. She has the conditioning that the judges want to see, but now it's just like if she just fixes her front to match her back, that's going to be hard to beat. That's hard to go against. So I would say that she's one of the top 4 girls to win this title and to take it home. She is already Olympia qualified, so doing this, she got nothing to lose, and definitely we'll see her, go for a 4-peat history in New York and then in Pittsburgh, and I'm excited to see that as well. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring to this show, and we haven't seen any physique updates much, but we've seen some of the training videos with her husband Christian. So I've seen little improvements here. I've seeing little improvements, but it's just like coming to this stage, you got a couple hard hitters right here, got to bring it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she's gonna do. The pink suit is fine on her. I know her in the red suit, but I think whatever suit she wears, it'll be great on her. So let me get into her like recents. We've just been seeing gym pics lately. This is from training. From the back, like she's tough to beat, but from front, just her front needs to match her back. Like when she's in the back, it's like, how do you beat that? That's tough to go against. But in the front, it's just got to match that. That's my only thing with her. She's got a good front post, but it needs to be just consistently with her back. But when she is on and when she walks out with that confidence, it is tough to beat her. Let me see. This is from the Olympia. I don't have any. I just have that one photo from Big Man. This is from the Spanish Grand Prix. So I think that Spanish Grand Prix was a good winning look. It was a 1-point difference with Evie Eskandar. But Big Man was just like, she was the clear winner when she walked out. Like you could tell just like when that person walks out, like that person is going to be the standout in the most. But she brings that confidence and does better with her walk to the back. I definitely think that she's the one to take it, you know. Let's see. Like when she walked out in Pittsburgh, like you just knew like she was going to win. They don't call her Mrs. Pittsburgh for nothing. And now they have Aimee Delgado Day as Mother's Day. So let's see what she does. Let's see what happens. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring. This is a tough lineup. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of pressure. And it's going to be a lot of high pressure. But let's see against some of these girls. Everyone's improving. You know, those top girls, they want it. Everyone's going to bring it. If everyone's 100%, we'll see who comes out on top. All right. Fourth, will in alphabetical order is Marie Eve. No, that's no, nope. This is it. Here we go. So she's been at the Olympia twice. She won Tampa. I think she was just in that second, or I think she was in the third call out this year. But she did 2 shows. She qualified, and then she just focused on the Olympia. She is amazing in the back. I'm trying to refresh this page. Okay, let me go back. Here we go. Like she's amazing in the back, but in front needs to match. She does have a thicker waist in the front, but just has to find ways to like taper it down and not be so overdeveloped. I do think that for her, she just needed to match her legs to her glutes. And she did bring it up. She's got good tines. I just think she just needs just a little more upper glute. Got a beautiful look, got an amazing physique. I do love the green. I do like green with blonde hair. Let's see, Tampa. Definitely knows how to accentuate her shape very well to hide her flaws. I definitely think she'll be really tough to go against, but it'll be tough for her to. She'll be a tough girl to go against, but the top 4 girls, like the top girls, it's going to be like, let's see how she stands out. I can see her placing within like that 5th to like 7th range, possibly. But we'll see what we'll see what she brings. Now, listen, that was Tampa. The Olympia, I think, was her last show. So we could probably expect something different. Was this her latest? No. This was her latest update, right? Or no? No, that was just a collage. So I haven't seen many updates from her. Let me see in the stories. So I don't see any updates, but we'll see what happens, what she brings. All right, next up we have Phoebe. Go. Let me do this. Go. Let's see. No. Nope. Yes. So her last show was the Arnold UK in 2024, which we didn't have any photos from, but I could probably pull up something recent. I had her on, and I loved our episode because I talked about her journey, um, from when she was amateur to like now being a top tier Olympian. And I definitely think with this whole coaching changing, better mindset, she's definitely going to be one to be in the top spot. I would love to be here, see her compared to the top girls. My dream is to see her and Lauralie face off, but I don't know if that's going to happen at this show. If it does, that would be awesome. We see a physique update from her. It was the other day. But definitely bringing her fullness to her physique. She is longer. She's 5'9", so she's like long legs, long limbs. It's just for her to fill out her frame and to like, bring everything together. But amazing physique, amazing everything. No, is this from the Arnold? Let's see, the Olympia, she placed 7th at one of her all-time best. Anything from? I know it's been over 2 years. Okay. I can find. I don't think it's too long. It'll take too long for me to find it. I remember we were talking about her like figuring out posing, and before she started posing, that was a good story. You guys should watch the episode, by the way. It's on her channel as well. So the Arnold US, she took 5th, and then the Arnold UK, she took 6th. But her physique from 2 years ago to what recently is totally proof. But like I said, it has to happen on show day and what she brings. But what I've seen her do, and she is an elite Olympian. I definitely say that if she has that mindset and just brings it all together, she is someone that could, be a contender to win the title and someone to definitely win shows. And I definitely think that being more sound clear and just, having that like time off and to grow everything else and to like grow her name, her brand, it's definitely going to be someone to be. I think it depends on what happens, but I can see her in the top spots. And I think maybe you could see her wind up possibly like 3rd through 6th, so like within the top 3 to 6 at this show. But if she brings it, and then on any given day, Phoebe is someone that can definitely win big shows and big titles. Okay, let's go to our next one, and that is Ashley. So the last show she did was in Argentina, and I just saw at NPC News the stage photos from that, and it was just like god awful. It was too dark, but like the videos and footage is so much clearer, like you could see. But I heard they went on stage like almost like midnight because they had the amateur all day. But hey, she's won a show on every continent. I mean, it's crazy to think that she's Ashley Kaltwasser's conquered the world. Let me see if I found her. Nope. Here we go. This is it. This is her page. So Ashley, I mean, she's been putting in the work. So bringing everything up, and definitely like I'm seeing her improvements little by little. I mean, for her to be doing this for over since like 2010 to now, this is a 2.5 weeks out. She's definitely one that's hard to go against. I mean, any show Ashley is, and she is the front runner to win, and she's hard to go and compete with. So I think this was the Argentina show. Let me see individual. I think it was this individual right here. Now it did look a little too conditioned, but maybe it's just the harsh lighting here. Plus, you're holding that condition all day and then going on late. But for her to pull that off and to be in all these scenarios, going from California and then flying all the way to Argentina, that is, it's crazy. She flies over like thousands of miles to go to Kazakhstan to get her 50th win. I mean, she's won what? If I had to think of all the countries Ashley has won, she's won Japan, South Korea, Russia, India, UK, Romania. I have to go through a whole list. I'm going to do that one time and just tell everybody all this. But she's conquered. She's won a show in every hemisphere, and this is the last hemisphere she had to conquer. I told her that I thought she was going to do Mexico the next week after the Olympia, but she's like, you know what? I'm considering it. I was surprised she never went to Brazil. But focusing on her Olympia placing, she got 5th, and it was a nice and simple routine. But I definitely think that she came in just a little too soft, if I can find that. But she made her individual nice and simple, like literally 30 seconds. This suit's fine on her, but Ashley, we know her in the green suit. But I think what her issues has been lately is just nailing her front and then bringing that fullness without coming in too like she has won shows with a flat look because everything else around her is just so good and just so hard to beat. Like her glute density is just insane, and she has short glute inserts and short tie-ins. But the fact that she's been adaptable year in and year out and continue to play, she's what I call Kobe Bryant of bikini, like continuing to beat girls, continuing to win shows, and just being at the top of the game for such a long time, and to continue to keep doing that and keep improving and keep progressing and continuing to compete. She would have, and this is so crazy, she got 4th place. Top 3 automatically qualify. 4th and 5th have to requalify. And yes, she's a Miss Olympia champion. Yes, she's qualified for life. But she didn't call Pittsburgh office and say, hey, Tyler, put me back on the list. She's like, I'd rather be treated like every other athlete and go earn my qualification. So she won those 2 shows and she's qualified. Obviously she's qualified for life, but she won 2 shows. And that just shows like she doesn't want an easy way to do it. She wants a challenge. She gets uncomfortable being comfortable. I mean, that's what makes her such a great athlete. I got to witness her legacy since 2013 when she won the Olympia in her first one at 24 years old. So to see this now, many years later, and to be where she is, it's really amazing. But I think if she is on, and people are lacking in something, she's definitely one to take the title. So I can see her within first through fourth place here. All right. Next up, we have our second best bikini pro in the world right now. And that is Ashlyn. So we have not seen Ashlyn since the Olympia. The best she ever brought, the best she ever looked is this Olympia, getting 2nd place. I mean, for 10 years she's been at this, and to see her go through the levels of it from the amateurs to moving up the ranks in the pro league and getting to always being in the first call out. 2 years she was just outside the second call out and just placed outside the top 15. But to go to see where she is and be in the first call out, to move up and get 6th place and then jump to 2nd place, and then last year go from 3rd at the Arnold and then 2nd in Pittsburgh and then winning Miami and then 2nd at the Olympia. I mean, any show she's in, she's a champion slayer. When she is on, she's going to be someone that's going to be tough to beat. And when she brings the improvement that she has been doing, that is hard to go against. And I would say that most likely she could be the front runner to win it. She could win the show. And that's not out of question. If she's been putting the work nonstop, day in and day out, making sure every detail is checked box and everything's working very well. But I definitely think that she's one to go for this title. We've been seeing her updates little by little. She has brought everything up to, she's brought her legs to match her glutes. And that was the feedback even Sandy said. I did watch the episode of Men's Physique Radio with them talking about the difference of winning, the winners and losers, winners and the people who place. I don't want to call people losers, like the winner, like people who won and why the people placed the way they did. They talked about what, for Sandy just only mentioned Marine and Ashlyn. And no one would have been upset if had Ashlyn had won the title. That's not taking away anything from Marine, but I definitely think what she's bringing, and when she wants it, she's going to go for it. That's what I noticed, is that when, like, she wanted to qualify, she did what she could to qualify. She needed to go to fix those improvements. She goes back to the gym, works on those improvements. Now, she brings one of her best, and everybody does, but she's just that good. She has a shorter frame. The most you could see her is at least 105 pounds at 5 feet tall. But she has one of the best glutes in the whole bikini division right now. She's going to be someone that's tough to contend with. She is no longer just a underdog. She is someone that can go for big titles and go for becoming the Miss Bikini Olympia. And I definitely think if she wins this Arnold Classic, now she's the contender to go for the title. Now, all it has to do is just come at it, bring her all-time best, and just whatever happens, it's all in the judges' hands. And I definitely think that her and Cash have been doing that. And shout out to Chris, her boyfriend and trainer. They've been pushing each other, at the gym. But I'm excited to see what she brings. I'm happy to see this whole journey of hers, taking second in her class at nationals and then taking that opportunity and just working way up and being a coach full-time, being an athlete full-time, and just, year in and year out. It's truly something that people can go and say that, when she went through it, they can look and aspire to be that way. But like I said, whatever she brings, it's what she brings. That's all in the judge's hand to make the call. So I'd say that she's most likely going to be your top 1, top 3 girl here. Next up, we have Reina. There you go. No, wrong one. Let's go here. This is it right here. So she placed 11th at the Olympia. I had her at least 8th. Because she won 3 shows. She took second to Ashley K. Honestly, she had a great season last year. She was just outside the top 10, got 11th, but I think that she's definitely someone that's moving up. She went from 14th to 11th. I mean, this is someone who I've said it takes a Titan to beat a Titan. And when she was standing next to Issa, Miss Olympia, and initial groups, I'm like, wow, she looks really impressive. And I definitely think that any Miss Olympia she's standing next to, whether it's Ashley, Issa, even some of the best girls, she's tough to beat. I definitely could see her having the potential to be like even 3rd at the Olympia eventually, and then be someone to fight for a title. But I think for her, it's just fixing her front pose and not coming in too hard, and just obviously makeup and presentation. But in the back, like, that is insane with her glutes. But we've seen a lot of stories and we've seen a lot of physique updates from her. Let's see. But her muscle density is just incredible. Like that glute density is just crazy. Like, this is her as in a different federation, or as an amateur. But over the years, that is just, you could see the difference. in muscle density. But like, I just feel like she has to find the right way to pose her front. Like, you could see sometimes her front's not always consistent. Because she's about 5'5", 5'6", so she's a bit taller than Ashley. Her tines are crazy. Her tines are amazing. Like, that's incredible. But it's finding the right makeup, finding the right front, and just finding ways to accentuate her physique and not coming in too hard. Like, she looks really lean here in the RGV. Mexico had that right softness, right amount. But I mean, her front could have been better, but it was like the right. Like, I feel like if she finds the right way to pose her front with her frame, any given show day, she is gonna go for a. She's beating some people out. Like, she could probably shock the world and take down a Titan. Like I said, it takes a Titan to beat a Titan. She could take down a Miss Olympia champion or any of the top girls and any show day she is in. It's just two things that she needs to fix. But in her back, that is hard to beat. But obviously, presentation could be, like I said, it's just the presentation. Okay. All right. So I could see her potentially in the top spots. Um, I could see her possibly getting low as maybe fifth, sixth. That's where I think I could see her, like, just right there with the top girls. If anything, the only people ahead of her are going to be a current or are going to be a former Miss Olympia champion. That's just how good she is. Okay, let's go to our next competitor. How many have left? I have three more, and then I'm going to do the top six. Okay, here we go. So next up is Sharon. Do I have her? Nope. Here we go. So Sharon's last show was the East Coast Pro, where she took third. She did win the show in Brazil. I've seen this things on social media. Fortunately, that show did not get any media coverage. So, like, on NPC News. So I just had to say, the show was just too dark. It was hard to see anything going on. This East Coast Pro had a black backdrop, had a good lighting. I think for her, from front, just needs to bring her upper body to match her lower body. She is lower body dominant. She's Dominican, so she has crazy genetics for that. In the back, it's just nailing the conditioning. If she does that, I definitely think she's tough to beat. She takes a lot of second, third, fourth places in shows. Pittsburgh, she was just outside the top 10, but she did winning. She took, I think, second or she took third, I think, in Texas. I think it was like 40 some girls in that show, 47 girls, and I think she took third or fourth in Republic of Texas. And then no, she took third because Nay was second, and then Reina won that one. And she won in Colombia. But any show she's in the US, she's a contender. She's like a top. I would say eventually she's going to be a top girl at the Olympia, and you know, definitely be someone that can be, you know, moving up, going in from that like 11-15 range to be, you know, being in the top 10. But even being in the top 10 is very tough. But I definitely see her someone that can eventually be a top tier, like a top tier Olympian. It's just going to be a matter of, you know, nailing everything and just bringing everything together. Let me see if I can find from her page anything. Go here. Go. Let's go. No. Is this it? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Here we go. The Brazil show. But I felt like Olympia, she was just like standing out. Like that was just the hard part with so many, with like over 68 girls on this, or 66 girls on the stage. You know, and it was her first one. Yeah, but the show was just too dark to tell what's going on. But I definitely see the comparisons. But she's like some more. She looked the most comfortable out of the girls. It's so hard to see with the dim lighting. But she was the only one who looked comfortable and was hitting her poses right. But great poser, by the way, on her. And how, and she has obviously great presentation, makeup and everything. The suit works very well together. Like I think this like tealish color is just like it. That's her color. Like that's how I know who she is. I can't see her in a purple. I can't see her in anything else. But she could do like, if she wanted to do pink, she could. But purple, I just don't think it's for her. Blue is great on her. And I've been getting a lot of, you know, updates from Pedro from the Dominican Republic. And I said, look, I don't want to give her too much hype, but I just need to see it happen. You know, I know what she can do. I just need to see it happen. And I'm kind of like, I got to see it to believe it. But she's amazing. We'll see what happens. I definitely could see being up there. Okay, next up, we got Uliana. Yeah. So last year she won the LA Fit Expo, won her class, won the overall, and then went to the Arnold Amateur Class E, which is the toughest class to win in because it's the most like a lot of competitors in it. But and it's the hardest one to turn pro in because she's 5'4". But she won only not only class, but she won the overall title, which overall winners at the Arnold Amateur get an automatic invite to the Arnold Classic. And they could choose to do it or not. But when she turned pro right away, she was in pro shows doing very well. She got third at the San Diego. And then one show she had a setback. And then, you know, two shows she didn't do so well in. And then she ended the season at 8th place at the Chicago. Let's see. But when I look at her, she has like a great bikini look. It just needed more physique. It just needed more added to her frame. Needed more glutes. Like this is a beautiful, like this is a great presentation. And I've told her you need to smile more. And she's like, yeah, my Slavic face couldn't do it. It's like, like you can, I'm like, oh, you know what? You look confident on stage. It shows. but she's got a great look, and I definitely think she has a lot of potential in the future to be something. I don't know. She's on the younger side. I don't know her age, but I definitely say that if she brings her whole physique up, and I'll show you her updates. The only thing I've seen differently is like it looks like everything is brought up. She's now working with a new coach. But when I saw her back then, I was just like, okay, just needed more time in the gym, needed more time to like bring up your physique. And I definitely think that she could fix how she posed. And I definitely think that everything that she needed, she knows, she took her feedback and took and started to apply that. Now, what's different on her, more muscle tissue, new implants and stuff for her chest. So she's definitely grown her physique a whole lot. And guys, implants do not have any effect on your placing. It's for you as an individual. It's just to make your just to enhance your look. It has nothing to do with your placings. We've had top girls like Jazzy, Lauralie, Vanya don't have implants, but people choose to get it because look, you're an adult. You can choose to make any decision you want. But now working with her new coach, definitely can see the improvements. And I'm curious to see. I think I saw her recent back pose. Yeah. And that's really a lot of muscle she's packed on. Now, if she brings that without coming in too conditioned too hard, like I said, she's a dangerous one. She's definitely someone who's going to be in shows and definitely someone to be looking out for. I think it was in her stories or something like that I saw. I mean, that is just crazy genetics from what she looked like in July of last year to now. I mean, this is just a great shape right here. This is what I was trying to find. Oh, dog. Now, if she just brings up her shoulders a bit, it could definitely, just a little bit more width, it definitely accentuates everything else. I think from what I'm seeing here, just a little twist a bit could help. But this is really good. My only thing is, I think if it isn't enough against the top girls, it could be a little small. But she's definitely one I think can place pretty high. And then we have one more, and that is Tianna. Which one is it? I have too many pages opened. Here we go. So Tianna is one of the youngest to get to Olympia. She qualified by winning the Nevada State, and she's a competitor. She's someone who really puts in the work. Her first Olympia, it was her first one. It was a great experience for her. I definitely think for her, it's just finding the ways to like not come in too lean, too hard, and just filling out her frame. Thing is, she's short. She's only 5'2", but she has longer arms, longer legs, shorter torso. So one thing for her is just working on filling out her frame and just posing with confidence and just bringing that. She's got a adorable look to her, and definitely someone I could say that in a couple of years she's, needs to just grow into her physique. And if she brings up the density, she brings up everything else. I definitely think that she'll be someone to be looking out for. This is someone who's going to be a threat in every show. But right now, she just needs more time. She's still young, and like we're not seeing a young 20-some-year-old girl like an Issa or a Courtney King, you know, right away coming out the bat, placing in the top 10 at the Olympia. We're not seeing that in this era, unless there's someone that's genuinely exceptional, like and how they're built the way they are, and they're in the right era at the right time. Yeah, she's in a very competitive era, so I definitely think that whatever she brings, whether she does well or places low, I think that she's going to be someone that's bringing. She puts in the work, and it's not stop. I mean, I just had Roxy Cisneros, who was a nationals winner, and she's like, this girl trades like really trains, and this person really puts in the work, and like she's someone that like people look up to and go and say, you know what, she puts in the work, she puts in the time, she does her posing, does coaching, and is an athlete, and does all that, and is an Olympian. Like, that's inspiring for a lot of people. But I like how she trains with the intent and trains with really good form. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Tianna does. She's such an amazing girl. But she's also doing the Arnold and the Arnold UK. So it'll be her like one of her second international shows, because she has been to actually third, because she's been to Canada, she's been to Mexico. So yeah. I think that's all the girls I have. With that being said, it could be something really special going on. But oh yeah, here's my screen. Okay. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes, and whoever brings it best. I definitely say that that's the girl to win this title. I think a lot of these, I think a lot of these girls are worthy to like be top girls, and they're all worthy to be. They do deserve to be called Olympians, but it's only one winner at the end of the day. So someone's got to win this. And it was hard for me to pick, because it's like, okay, what do you go based off of? Based off of improvements, based off their last placing. So I kind of wanted to go off based on what I see, based off their last placing. I kind of had to factor in many things in this show. So I'm going to look at the list again, just to get my names down. I have my names down, but after seeing some recent updates, I have to have to think what makes the best. What is the scenario that you see happening? And it's hard to put these people in place. It's hard to say who could win it. If they all bring it, what happens? If someone brings it, someone's off. It's like the little minute details are really going to affect people. The best part is people they go on at high noon, the best time the physique looks best. It's better to go in like early morning to high noon, because that's when the physique, when you have a meal in already, not a couple meals in, not when you're waiting backstage pumping up. There are less athletes here, so no one's going to get overlooked. You got to just bring it. So the judges only were going to call what the last physique they saw, and I guarantee the first call out is going to be the top 6. So that's what I'm going to base it off of. I think I got a good idea. So I'll go. I have to pick 6. So here we go. I'm going to go here. It's either going to be one of two things we hear, and once again, or and new, and we could witness the 11th Miss Bikini International. But I think things might be different. Assuming everyone's on and everyone's bringing it, I'm going to go. This is so hard. I mean, I'm thinking top four going to be Lauralie, Aimee, Ashlyn, Ashley. It could be any of those four in the order. And then fifth and sixth is like, okay, based on what was the last thing you remember? What was the last person you saw? I think this is so hard to pick. I have to check something first. I have to look back. Okay. Okay, Lauralie. And she's bringing it. She'll be hard to beat. And just because she lost the title doesn't mean like it's not going to be happening again. We're in this era where we saw Jen get the title back. We saw Maureen get the title back. You know, I definitely think that she's going to bring it. I mean, these updates are impressive, but it's going to be what happens on show day. And you're right there with your coach watching you every second, every hour. That's going to be hard to beat. And I remember when Sydney Gillen lost the Arnold and she went to Arizona with her coach, won the Arizona Pro on Saturday, and then went to the Olympia on Friday, and she retained her Olympia title in 2018. I never forget that. Andrea Shaw, when she lost Rising Phoenix, she was pissed, and then decided not to come home and stayed in Arizona for the rest of the Olympia prep, and won her fifth title. You have someone that's right there, someone who's like making sure every meal, every second, every hour, training, making sure you're doing things correctly like that. That's hard to. That's like you can't wish for a better scenario. And when you have that athlete coach relationship and someone making sure you're doing everything right, you're recovering, you're training with proper form, you're eating right, you're doing everything down to a T. That is a tough athlete to beat. This is what bodybuilding is all about. It's discipline to a T. And you have someone that's like that, like committed. It's like all in, and also being an ambassador, and also doing all that. You can't wish for a better scenario. Go back to the list. Let's go. Ashlyn. This is all like mental, where it's like you have to have that champion mentality. It's not just a saying, it's actually a real thing. You got a great training partner, you got a great coach right there. And now you're the best in the world. So if you're talking about someone that is a perennial 7-time Olympian and now they're second in the world, they're moving up the ranks, they're beating out champions. You beat this is the second time Ashlyn beat Ashley K. And then when she had that motivation, it made her much better. And then she won her first pro show at Girl Power. I don't forget that class show. She took second at the class. Ashley K took third, and what's her name? Who won that one? Lauren Dannemiller won it, and then the following show she won and qualified for her first Olympia, winning a show. But no, she qualified in the first Olympia on points and got eighth. But to go win when I beat one person that was giving me a hard time, and you overtake them. If you overtake somebody, it makes you like it makes you a contender. It makes you a threat to anybody. So anyone who goes against Ashlyn now sees her as like, oh shit, she's here. And I want to see that. I want to see that. Like when people see her on stage, like, oh, here she comes. Then I'm gonna go with. I mean, this is a really competitive lineup right here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, shout out to Ashley K for going to these seminars and being an ambassador for the sport. Everybody thought she was going to go to fit model. I'm like, no, you're way too advanced. She was just demonstrating people. But man, the work that these girls been putting into, like, and then she had her last show in December, like the very last show of the year. That was February. Let me see what was recent. Like, you need to learn how to train. You got to train like Ashley. But I can tell her physique has improved a lot since. But as long as she controls those variables, it's hard to go against. She is the GOAT. She is the greatest ever. She is number one on Mount Rushmore bikini. Okay. Go Aimee. But it's hard to, do you place them on what they recently look up? Do you place them on their recent show? Let's see. It's so tough to pick. All right. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay. Let me see what the people say, who they want to see win. That should give me a good indication. The people say you know, but 10 years in this, I got it, over 16 years I've seen bikini, 17 now, since I was a freshman in high school. I've seen what the division looks like. I see what they award. I see the consistency. The best judges from the Olympia are the same. The best judge, all the judges from the Olympia are the same judges of the Arnold and the Pittsburgh, which makes it very unique. So if I'm looking at who's going to be bringing it, right? I definitely have Lauralie winning. This is tough. But I go. This is hard because she has that unique structure. I'll go Ashlyn. They've had time off, but versus that last two, they just came from shows in like late. That's another thing I'm considering, right? So they've not been on stage since October and had some time off and then got back into work. I'm going to go. Damn. I'll pick Aimee, Ashley K. Like I said, I'm doing this for fun. Okay, I have. I'll go Raina, Phoebe. I'm gonna get so much crap for this. Like I don't have the winner, but I'm just giving educated opinion. I'm just giving on based off. I see. Like I said, things happen on show day. People are going to get upset. People may not like this, but I like to be proven wrong. I like to see whatever happens. I like to see people bring their best. Only one person's going to win this, and for someone to do like this show, and they're not Olympia qualified. Fifth place only gets what, 7 points? How many points does Arnold give? The winner's straight away. So 14 in second, 11 in third, 9 in fourth, 7 in fifth. So whoever gets fifth gets points on the board to qualify. You win the show, you're straight away. But all the top girls are qualified. So the top four girls here are already qualified. I don't think. Let me see who else is on the list. Tianna's not qualified. Uliana's not qualified. Sharon needs one more win. Raina's not qualified. Phoebe's not qualified. Marie Eve. Zinyi's not qualified. I think Zinyi has a lot of points, but she's not won a show. Yeah, she's taken second. She took second. Zinyi has 13. She took second a couple times, and then she took second 28. I think she took third in one show. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much whoever gets into those top placings, they can get a lot of points. You win, you go straight away. But with these 4 girls who are at the top of the Olympia in the top 6, top 5, it's hard to go against. I think any of this order can swap, or maybe someone surprises us and winds up in the top spots. Maybe someone who I don't have in that top 6 could surprise people. Just it's going to be on whoever brings it. All right. All right. With that being said, that is my episode. It was really hard to pick this one, so tell me who do you have winning? Tell me who your top 6 are. If you want to put your top 10, top 11 girls, go ahead. I didn't want to put somebody last. I just with the small lineup, I just can't do it. If it's if there's at least 15 to 20, I could do a top 10. That's what I always think. Like I always want to see at least 15 to 20 in a show that I can do a top 10. And I could be wrong. I actually will show you guys my fit model predictions as well, which I did so bad on. So actually wasn't that bad with some of their placings. Some of them were one-offs, like Gabby took second, Emily took first, Jane got 8th, I had her in 3rd, Angie got 5th, I had her in 4th. Some of the girls that really hurt me were ones who placed in 16th place. Janet, I had her in 7th, she got 14th. Jessica, I had her 9th, got 13th. But I felt like I could look at someone, I could tell from experience who's going to be in those top spots. I could tell who could be. But like I said, the top 2 girls, I definitely think they're it could have gone either way, but I can understand. And that 3rd place girl from South Korea, she looks like someone who is definitely going to qualify. I don't know what show she's going to do in any of the Asian countries. I think most likely she'll do Taiwan or any of the South Korea shows. Why would you not do any South Korea shows? You're from South Korea. But I definitely could say that it was really interesting. I loved the way Fit Model went. I was very pleased. I hoped nothing bad would happen. And they don't go for like a bigger physique. And obviously how the division is going to evolve. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't know if any US people are going to go to that show. It's in April. So there's not going to be a Fit Model show in March because it's just Arnold. You have Brazil. You have the Arnold UK. And I think, let me see the schedule. Go here. Bikini. I still gonna cover bikini, guys. I'm not going anywhere. But we're bringing up Fit Model and this because that's the 2 divisions I'm gonna cover. Some people I was just promoting mostly Fit Model now, but like no, I'm promoting both. I'm gonna do both on Pro Bikini News. So after Arnold UK, you have San Diego, and then Charlotte, and then you have Taiwan, which is right here. Fit Model. Yeah, then you have Taiwan. You have a week off. Then you have Wasatch. Then you have Masters shows with the Puerto Rico Pro, Emerald. Then you have Girl Power. Then you have California. Then you have New York. You have another South Korea show. Pittsburgh. But I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of this year. Yeah, so the season for bikini started. So we have more US shows than international in bikini, but we'll see people outside the US get, go for the shows. But that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys. I know this was a long episode. Don't worry. I'll have timestamps below so that you guys can skip parts. You guys can find everything else. But I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to this Arnold Classic. If you see me, I'm willing to talk. But like I said, after the prejudging, I'm very open. I would like to meet you guys. Gonna bring my empty bag. I'm gonna be going crazy. Gonna be running like it's Black Friday. Early to get there. I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can. I'm going to enjoy the show. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to, being in one of the best shows in the world. I mean, I definitely will say this is going to be a great experience, great as a fan experience. Everyone talks so much great about it. And, just to see all around, there's something I'm looking forward to. And that's something I'm like, open. This is going to be a great start to the year. So with that being said, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, comment below who you have as your top 6, top 10. Let me know. And I will see you guys next time. I do have a couple of more episodes that are going to be uploading with some guests. Those will be dropping on Wednesday and Thursday. I do have a special guest coming up as well. And I do have something I'm going to bring value to you guys, especially the following week. And I'm going to do a recap with the show when I get back and I get settled in. And heading into what I see, and I'm going to get to more Q&As because you guys give me some really good questions, and I seem to have a good people who really like to bring that because I just want to bring value to you guys. That's all. I want to just you guys have good questions. I'm going to give you answers. I go off my experience and say maybe something you could learn from. That's all we can do is just help people get better. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. See you next time.